Ripple expands RLUSD stablecoin access to African institutions through partnership with Chipper Cash, VALR, and Yellow Card. And what we could be expecting going into Thursday morning. So over the last 1 hour, you are starting to see the broader market pushing towards the upside. But as far as the 24-hour time frame is concerned, I wouldn't even say 24-hour time frame. I would say more so about like 2 to 3 hours ago. We did see the market kind of tumbling towards the downside, and that is mainly due to BTC. XRP price still at $2.84. Really nice to see, down about 0.1% in USD. We're up about 0.3% in Bitcoin. Comparative valuation still sitting at about 169.1 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 4.4 billion. As always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So Ethereum whales holding 1,000 to 100,000 Ethereum have accumulated 14% more ETH over the past 5 months. And, this type of ETH now that people are carrying are bigger players at this point. It's institutions mainly, maybe big businesses that are, holding, and obviously the early comers, the ICO people. Because not many people can afford ETH like that anymore. So that really tells you the big money is accumulating ETH, and about 14% more ETH over the past 5 months is quite a large number. And the reason why we share this is because, of course, Ethereum is gaining such insane amount of interest, for a coin. And of course, that gives me a lot of excitement, for XRP ETF to go live. I think that's where you'll see, XRP actually shocking. And we talk about shocking this, shocking that, but, the focal reason and the catalyst itself is that ETF. A lot of people underestimate the potential of the ETF. I think it is going to do insane amount of numbers, and it gives easy access to people that don't understand crypto or that don't want self-custody, that don't want to use exchanges. So that's where that other capital that wants to come in comes into this market easily. But remember, just a reminder, if you did miss my update over the last 10 hours ago, we talked about that, the market probability now is almost at 98% for a rate cut this month, which is happening on the 17th of this month of the FOMC meeting where the rate cut would be announced. So days are, coming, guys. It's literally weeks away at this point. I think, we're a week and a half away for us to see that rate cut happening. And I personally think, yes, we're seeing some choppy levels right now, but I think the rate cut is going to bring in a lot of excitement towards crypto. And I think it's going to set us up for a great quarter four, which we've been anticipating in terms of a timeline aspect. Everything is aligning. But shout out to X Finance Bull, says Bitcoin Max is called XRP a scan. Public companies are betting billions are already being allocated in XRP for treasury, yield, payments, and reserves. They're front-running retail before this thing explodes. See it yet? And I totally agree with this specific take from X Financial Bull. We talk about that, but when we kind of see the visual, it gives us a little bit of a better understanding. And, this is, real stuff here. We're seeing big amounts of, money coming into it. And, there's actually some companies that are raising money, literally, that are raising money to actually hold XRP and, create treasuries or, even reserves. That tells you, why do you think they're doing it? Let's ask ourselves that question, right? Why do you think these companies are doing it? Because they, of course, see a potential in XRP, a ledger, and what Ripple is doing, of course, and XRP as a bridge currency to really take part, and the demand factor to really be there for itself. So, again, this is before an ETF is even live, and that itself is really big eye-opener for me specifically. But let me know in the comments what your personal thoughts are. But let's take a look at this article that was published by Ripple themselves, Digital Asset Custody in Action, 3 use cases driving institution adoption. So, digital asset custody isn't just a back-end service, it's the confidence factor that transforms hesitation into actions. Institutions are seeking a digital asset custody solution that delivers the same robust service and protection they've long relied on for traditional asset And of course, with 10% of the world's assets expected to be tokenized by 2030, we're witnessing the construction of today's financial infrastructure. The banks that are establishing robust crypto custody frameworks now are the first to mark digital asset services, while those that wait are left playing catch up. And I totally agree with that. The foundation core safekeeping for financial institutions, this foundational capability addresses the most fundamental risk in engaging with the digital assets, the permanent loss or unauthorized access of private keys that control potentially billions of dollars in assets. Institutions need a system designed for security, scalability, and compliance. That's where Ripple Custody comes in, delivering bank-grade infrastructure, robust compliance frameworks, high reliability, and flexible deployment options. So, again, Ripple Custody offers customers the ability to mint, burn, manage stablecoins seamlessly integrated with the XRP ledger or any EVM-compatible blockchain. This isn't just custody; it's a complete lifecycle management for stablecoins as digital, payment instruments to enhance cross-border payment efficiency, reduce settlement time, support collateralized finance use cases, unlock new revenue streams through issuance and transaction fees. So, pretty much, Ripple is kind of selling themselves to, these financial institutions because, remember, crypto got that green light. We talk about that flip the switch event taking place. Now, think about it. Literally, people are not realizing this. People are not clocking this. Think about it. Yes, institutions have gotten that green light. These institutions are not just going to create platforms overnight, right? It's now that building stage. But some of these big institutions, most of them, and I would say, they don't have any expertise in self-custody. And this is where they would want, a company like Ripple that have a custody service, where they're pretty much experts in the field, where they can really offer these types of services to, these big institutions. So they get that peace of mind. And even in terms of a consulting aspect, they're setting themselves up for a great, great success. And this right here is just a little bit of an example of that. I would suggest you guys to read the full article. It's on ripple.com website, of course. But another compliance amendment activated on the XRP ledger, decentralized identity, credentials, permission domains, permission DEX. We are getting there. The first credential has also been created. Shout out to VET, of course. But let's take a look at what's happening with the price right now. So as far as the dominance is concerned, 58.4%. So, pretty much ranging around where we were not too long ago. BTC, on the other hand, we did see this, retracement back down to $110,000. So pretty much going back to what I've said time in, time out. The door is open for us to retest, lower levels as long as we are not above 115. And as of now, it's pretty much showing that time in, time out. But, this wick that we have seen, it's an interesting one. If we're able to get above 112,000 tomorrow, I think that would be a good sign. But we want to see that close, which I think give me a little bit more, hope that, we could be retesting 115 soon. But if you're looking at XRP holding really, really nicely here at $2.84, yes, we're not at the $3 key range right now, but, the fact that we were sitting at about $2.90 almost not too long ago tells you that, we are in this upper trajectory, but that does not mean that we're not going to be impacted by BTC's volatility, which we have been seeing pretty much since August, mid-August. So, so far so good. Of course, we're still in this accumulation pattern like what I'm seeing here. We're above our, key range at $2.74, which I've talked to you guys about several times. Obviously, $3 is where I would like to see the price of XRP, but we got to take it one step at a time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you for all the love. Love you all. See you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out. Talk about how to become a multimillionaire with XRP in the next 48 to 72 hours. Yes, this is the same XRP that is currently worth $2.83 and is about to go through the roof and reach over $227 in just 48 hours. It may sound crazy, but you need to understand that XRP is now being officially used in banks around the world. In fact, the U.S. has started the official process of passing a bill that would replace FedNow, the Federal Reserve's payment system, with a newer, more advanced system that would be driven by the XRP ledger and XRP. This is going to happen on September 15th. Imagine that the XRP system and XRP could be used to handle trillions of dollars, or even the U.S. debt. Many central banks around the world have started the same process, either by accepting and approving XRPS payments or by integrating it and trying to build a CBDC, central bank general currency, on the XRP system. I know this sounds like a shark. Before I go into the meat of this content and the movie itself, I want to let you know that we put up with everyone who watched it. Get some XRP for free. You have the chance to get money for free. You only need to sign up for 5 minutes, and I'll put my link in the description. Your first purchase could be as little as 1 penny or as much as $10, and you'll get up to $100 for free. How are you going to buy XRP? Besides that, you need to like the video, leave a comment in the XRP area, and subscribe to the channel. That being said, guys, let's not waste any more time and start the movie right away because it's very important. XRP will be worth $227 in the next 48 hours, and we're about to get proof of this. Look at this right now. It was said that 19 central banks bought 9.4 billion euros worth of XRP in the fourth quarter of 2023. Let's say that banks were trying to dodge the XRP letter back in 2023. I've been buying XRP and saving it up. It makes sense that now that it's 2025, just think about how much more the banks have been collecting and how many of them have chosen not only to buy XRP but also to join the XRP system. Just a few examples like this. The XRP can now be used for payments according to the Central Bank of Ireland. It's 2025. We have the Central National Bank of Saudi Arabia working with Ripple to make it easier for people to lease more XRP. Once more, another huge step forward is happening right in front of our eyes with the use and integration of XRP. XRP also has a cross-border asset that could help Switzerland's central bank decide whether to use it for payment purposes. But if you notice a theme, it's that these central banks that have been buying XRP are now adopting it. They will help move trillions of dollars, and the process has only just started. However, imagine that in the next few days or weeks, as soon as the US publicly agrees to it, all the other countries will make it public. We know this to be true now that we've seen it for ourselves. The CEO of the Bank of America confirmed on Fox News that the bank now does all of its internal deals using XRP. This is the size we're talking about, guys, and over the next few days, the United States will use XRP to pay for things and help the Federal Reserve's payment system work better. Now, it's not that crazy because just a few weeks ago, President Donald Trump said that XRP will be the second most valuable cryptocurrency after Bitcoin in the United States crypto horde. It's the first. It will be XRP, which will be the cryptocurrency that people in the United States hold in big amounts or will soon hold once they start buying up. The XRP ledger will make this possible, and it will be worth trillions of dollars. But something else that isn't getting as much attention as it should is that money has started entering the XRP ledger at a rate that has never been seen before. This is why, as we've seen many tweets and heard many experts talk about, XRP is going to get $227 in the next 48 to 70 hours. Why does that happen? Okay, that's clear. Real estate worth $2 billion has just been moved to the XRP litter through Real Token, which is based on the XRP litter. On the same day, September 12th, there will be a huge XRP litter burn, which is the $558,000 burn of Real Token. Yes, to understand this, you need to know how big the XRP litter is. It's already helped raise $2 billion in just a few days, and that number will keep going up to $10, $20, and $30 billion. The ultimate goal is to raise over $650 trillion in real estate. So get it on the XRP litter through the Real Token. Now, RealPie's project is to open the world's first XRP asset market. XRP and Real Token, which is built on the XRP system, can be used to buy and sell real estate directly. It only costs 3 cents and could go up to $600 in just a few hours. This is the size. With a market goal of $650 trillion, Real Token with Skate Rock Call will earn up to $65,000 if they reach 0.5% or 0.5% of that number. Now, on September 12th, RealPie will do a big XRP record burn worth over $558,000. It will be one of the biggest in history. This means that they will forever take away more than 20 million Real Tokens from the supply for Phase 1. This will leave only 22 million Real Tokens in circulation for Phase 1, making them even more valuable and efficient in the long run. This is very important because it means that you know very little about it. Not even 0.5%. If just 1% of 600T is turned into Real Tokens, which is its market, That's hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is because the supply is so very low that there will be a big supply shock, which will make the price of each real token very high, now that over $2 billion worth of real estate is handled outstone. Of the blockchain, we can talk about whether or not a real token is real. This is a big step forward for global real estate deals and makes it possible for a lot of people to use it. I want you to look at this because it's huge. Our advanced platform lets you find real estate assets around the world and look through high-end properties and investment possibilities. Look at this. You can look for more than 10,000 homes worth more than $2 billion in more than 50 places. That means that, in theory, I could use crypto to buy land anywhere in the world, like in New York. New York City, you go. There you have it. Adding a house, it's going to get them now. And for every property I had to buy with real tokens, you will get real benefits. This is really big. This means that billions of dollars are now equal and have joined the XRP and Ledger. I mean this in every way possible. On a huge scale, real people who don't know anything about crypto are now added to the XRP record. All of this is happening with real token. That's the crazy part. The next Bitcoin will be a real currency. Getting Bitcoin for $1 and seeing it go up to $100,000 is like that. This is a huge company, RealFi, that is actually backing the real token. Guys, take a look at this. This real coin is very, very new. It's still dark, 2 levels below the lowest level you'll ever be able to get it, and it will never go back to a slow. This thing was sitting 0.001, which is a tenth of a penny. Now it's worth 3 cents. And guys, we're about to go through the roof and reach almost $600. Again, I'm not financially disadvantaged, and there is no such thing as a disadvantaged person. It's easy to do research, but I'm telling you guys about this scale, right? As we just saw, the price went through the roof just seconds ago. It will keep going through the roof as more people use it. Check. Out Real Tokyo, this page should load quickly. It has a 100% bank score, a 100 KYC score is one of the best, has low risk, and has over $3,000. And this keeps getting bigger every day. Now is the only time to buy before the price goes through the roof. Now, if this thing is ever listed anywhere, the price will go through the roof. This is because, as we said before, this is a real utility-based project on the XR Realegger that's actually bringing in tens of billions of dollars, and this is where the money is going to change. Right now, it's only on decentralized platforms.